Are you gonna share some of that beer?
What beer?
That one.
No, I want the High Life. Are we recording already?
Yeah.
Stop trying. Do you want one of these?
I mean, it's gonna get warm. Can you put it in a koozie and bring it to me? So it doesn't get hot?
I'm not your fucking Audrey.
Judy, go grab it. Judy's not here. You're gonna have to go. There's a lot of cords and stuff. I love you. You're my favorite.
I don't get paid for this shit.
I don't get paid either. Maybe someday. At the rate we're going with our followers, on all honesty, guys, we may be able to start earning money by probably 2035. Like, we're doing really good. So, all jokes aside, I am glad that you guys are watching some of the creepypasta stories. I think they're fun. I have found a website. It's a creepypasta Wikipedia, kinda, that has all these different creepypasta stories. So it makes it much easier to find established stories versus...
I have too many koozies that give away what I do.
Okay. But I've found, this website that'll allow me to get more established stories, basically. And that's going to help versus just picking random ones off Reddit that nobody's read that somebody wrote in 15 minutes, because that's not really worth our time or your time. So these are better ones.
I liked my subject that I made tonight. You're going to have to tweak it.
Yeah.
But I liked my subject tonight.
Sam kind of was messing with one that we can work on and do.
I can be creative. Wait, so if I make any more, do they have to be? Do they need to be conspiracy, or can they be
What does that mean?
brown chicken brown?
No, they're supposed to be scary.
Oh.
Like,
So we can't make
cryptid, like ghost.
So we can't make muscular man walks into a bar, takes me home at night.
That's a different subreddit. That's not what we're doing here. You can create
I'll just make those for myself.
Yeah, you can make your own podcast with.
For the ladies. Ooh.
And you just read sexy stories?
No, you have to read them.
I'm not reading sexy stories.
Your voice reading sexy stories would be awesome.
Tavon walked into the locker room. Well, see, I instantly go porn. I'm sorry. The cheerleaders were finishing up, but Tavon decided he was going to go ahead and get his shower.
Write porn stories, you sicko.
Sexy stories.
A sexy story.
Tavon dropped his towel.
No, sexy story is...
The cheerleaders gawked.
No, sexy story is Cole rides up on his horse, bareback, with no shirt.
No. We're done. We're done here.
In his tight Levi's.
On another note, this is episode 88 of the Bust Files Creepypasta edition.
Did you get your...
No, I didn't.
God.
You are the worst co-host. Go get him. Are you ready to be spooked?
As long as it doesn't make me cry again.
This one's not going to make you cry. This one's called A Message Appeared on Every Screen in the World. Hide.
Every message appeared on the screen?
A message appeared on every screen in the world. Hide. I started with confusion. I'm sorry. I stared with confusion at my phone. The rest of the gang were all in on this Monopoly game. I swear to God, if you get free parking, I will literally kill your stupid face, said Evelyn. Ravi rolled the dice in his hands. Come on, sweet baby Jesus. I just need a 4. He dropped them onto the board. Fuck, he said, probably biffing it like always. I tried to make sense of it. Just a word on my screen. Black text on an all-white background, a rather classical-looking font. Hide. I tapped rather impatiently on the expensive black rectangle. The text wouldn't disappear. AJ, Evelyn called, like a teacher busting a student. You're fucking addicted. Play board games like a normal human adult. Yeah, sorry. A few more desperate finger pecks at the screen, then I turned to holding the power button down for an extended period with my free hand. I grabbed the dice, rolled a 3, landed on B&O Railroad. After 2 seconds of thought, nah, fuck railroads, I said. Of course, we weren't animals. If someone didn't want to buy a property, that was fine. No auctions or any of that nonsense. House rules. Back to the phone as Hero, on my left, took the cubes and prepared to drag his sorry little shoe across Go to collect with his $200. A minute with the power button didn't do anything. We were entering factory reset territory. I contemplated borrowing Robbie's laptop to Google whatever the fuck this might have been. I felt the apartment rumble. Just for a split second, as if we were on the edge of an earthquake. I tensed briefly. The background noise from the TV, "No One Wants This," auto-playing on Netflix, disappeared following the faint sound of the flicker of static. Ravi was the first to get up. I don't, he said, talking slowly as if not to jinx it, I don't think that was an earthquake. He examined the TV, confused at the outage. He checked the wires. Shouldn't be the breaker. I don't have that much stuff plugged in, do I? I grappled with the sad, likely hacked state of my phone and that weird word staring me down. Damn, that's fucking weird, I said. I heard Hero say damn, that's fucking weird, I heard Hero say, half laughing. Head lifted. What? I asked to catch Hero turning his phone to me. His home screen, too, had been replaced by black text atop white. Hide. Evelyn, as anti-technology as it comes, had properly clocked this reprieve as her time to quickly respond to long, outstanding texts. The fuck, she said? What is this? At my confused look, bordering on resting scowl face, she flipped her phone around to show me the damage. It was the same on hers. I grew a bit nervous. Ravi, where's your phone? I asked. I'm sure it's somewhere, he said, still tinkering with the TV, likely not due to any of his troubleshooting. It flashed back to life, red power light at the base blinking steadily. A simple message now appeared on the big screen. Hide. Ravi asked, Jesus. Sorry. Hide? Ravi asked, grabbing the remote and pressing buttons to switch back to Netflix, but nothing was registering. Dude, I said. He turned around. I showed him my phone. Hero and Evelyn showed theirs. He looked back at the TV, then at us again. Wait, how is that possible? Is there like an Amber Alert, Hero asked? I mean, I guess, but that's a push notification. This is like completely overtaking the screen. Robbie's brows furrowed. On a different hardware, too? A hack? I asked. He shrugged. That's kind of a weird hack, no? Government experiment, Hero again? I thought came over me. I walked to the balcony, slid the door open, stepped out onto it. I have surrounded the city from Robbie's 14th floor apartment.
Surveyed.
Surround?
Should have been surveyed.
In the neighboring apartment towers, most of the units had blinds down, curtains closed. The few unshuttered, however, I felt like the guy from Rear Window contained strangers staring perplexed at their phones, at their computers. The sides of bolted to the walls TVs, barely visible to me, displayed the same white background with text atop. What I was seeing, everyone else was seeing.
Wait, now it's white? That was a black background.
Same. Yeah,
White.
That's what he said originally. So theirs is white. Okay. The others joined me on the balcony. Whatever it is, it's at least hit this block, I said. I looked down at the city streets. Most of the people below caught in a similar holding pattern of standing frozen, heads fixed to their devices. I guess we don't have anything to call the cops with. I'm sure they're aware. Maybe wait it out until it's fixed, Robbie said. I nodded, and yet I could tell Evelyn was a bit perturbed. Forcing magnetic thoughts to imbue her silence with weight. Thoughts? I asked her. I mean, should we do it? She asked. Do what? Robbie said. Hide? Hide where, Robbie? I don't know, she said. I mean, we're already in my apartment. I'm sure that's good enough, right? He said. A pause. Let's not lose our heads, Robbie continued. This is nuts, but it's not like literally hide, right? Hero clicked his fingers. What if it's viral marketing, like for a movie? Hero with the necessary but unintentional levity. Hacking our phones so we can't use them? I don't know if that's in Gates' purview, man. I said, then head turned to Evelyn. But hide? The flicker in her eyes more than meant that she'd sided with the light bulb in her head. She returned to the inside and got exploring Robbie's apartment carefully. What are you doing? Robbie asked, trailing. Hero and I followed. I don't care if I look stupid. It could be a warning. Maybe something is happening, she said. We're in a box, basically, said Robbie. We're fine, Eve. But the fucking thing, she mentioned to the TV, then to her own phone, says hide. Maybe it's that literal, she continued scouting. Finally settling on the sliding closet in Robbie's room, the best she could come up with in his 600 square foot quarters. I'll do here unless you think there's better. Evelyn, Robbie stressed. She shuffled in past hung garments, scooching to the end to make space. I'm going to close the door soon, and if you're all really my friends, you'll join me. Awkward silence until Hero chimed first. I mean, I guess it's good to be safe, right? He went for it. Second guessed for a second, then committed to entering. You guys get the luxury of laughing at me forever if I'm done. Win-win. She called while Hero wedged in beside her. A compelling argument, certainly. Begrudgingly, I followed, tucking in under Robbie's dress clothes. There was still room for him inside his own closet. Fucking hell. He caved, joining last, sliding the door closed to induce darkness. I went back to my phone, still that classical font, still that mandate. How long do we have to stay in here, Robbie asked. 5 minutes, she said. Yeesh, he tagged. And then we sat in stillness for a while. Distant tick, tick, ticks of the clock in the living room bringing down the blood pressure a tad. It all felt silly, kind of fun. Remember when we went camping at Sunlight Groves, Hero asked? Glamping? Robbie clarified. Eve thought she saw a bear. Hero laughed. A bear and its cub. It was dark. It fucking looked like bears, she said, half laughing at herself. I heard noises, too. Bears at Sunlight Groves, he said again. Saddest patch of trees in America. Guys, shut up. We're here, so let's commit to the bit before the conjuring doll gets us, said Ravi, surprisingly not bitterly. We kept our trap zipped for another minute, eyes on my phone again. Hide. Nonsensical. All of it, really, but in a way that was starting to sit more and more uncomfortably for me. What do you think this is? Hero whispered. I shook my head. Evelyn with a light shrug. Ravi with a deep inhale before speaking. I mean, obviously sophisticated, he said, voice low. Like it's obviously something. I waved my phone. My bank is on this, and it's bricked now, basically. I'm fucked. They'll figure something out, said Ravi. Powerful knocks at his apartment door all of a sudden, thundering. Hey, a voice called, muffled through the walls. Ravi, you there? Evelyn braced. Who is that? A skinwalker, obviously, replied Ravi. Kidding, my neighbor Monica. Evelyn reached across me and Hero to tug at Ravi's sleeve. Are you positive? Yes, and I should probably get it. You said 5 minutes, she said. Yeah, but I'm being a pretty trash neighbor right now, he replied. The knocking persisted, so did the words. I have this weird thing on my phone. Brad has it too. It says hide. TV, same thing. Computer, same thing. I don't know how to reach anyone or what to do, the neighbor trailed on. Ravi blew air out of his nose. All right, this is stupid. No, said Evelyn. But then all of a sudden he stopped. We all stopped. I felt something very, very real. No knocking anymore, or at least I couldn't hear anything. Not the tick of the clock, nor the soft rustle of us against clothing. It was like the world was holding its breath. Like there was a presence right outside the closet. Then, the sting of static in my ear before it passed. Whatever it was, the feeling dissipated, the sound returned, and I sneaked a glance at my phone. The word hide was gone, and replacing it was my home screen. The silence between the four of us was uncomfortable. Did you feel that? Evelyn finally whispered. No one said anything. Robbie outstretched his arms yet again to slide the door open, but his hands were shaking. You can do it, I whispered. I think we're good. He steeled himself, looking very much like he was crossing some sort of internal threshold. He pulled the door aside, revealing his room exactly as we'd left it. We took it in. I'm going to answer Monica, he said, with not a whole lot of vigor to his voice. Getting up and creeping out of the room, the rest of us followed, stopping in the living room while he continued to the door. I went to Twitter, searched hide, and sorted by new. Evelyn, meanwhile, grabbed his remote from the stand and turned the TV, now hideless, on and maneuvered through the Roku channels. What are you looking for, Hero asked. Just like a live channel, I guess, she replied. The news? My scrolling wasn't yielding anything of help or insight, though it was clear via the confused posts from seemingly around the world that the scope of whatever happened was global. My focus shifted to Ravi, who was standing on the welcome mat. I pressed against the door peephole. He hadn't moved in quite some time. Everything all right, ma'am? I asked. He didn't reply, just stood there frozen. I approached slowly. She's... I heard him croak. I reached him, patting him on the shoulders and urging him to detach from the door viewer. He finally did, leaning against the wall at first, before slowly sliding to a seat on the floor. I peered into the hallway through the hole. Outside, his neighbor, the one knocking, looked like she'd been skewered, decimated, an explosion of blood in the hallway. What? I felt a buzz on my phone. I pulled it out. Again. Before I could even process, I heard Robbie and Evelyn react. There's another one. It says again now. I turned to see the foreboding word on the TV. Fuck. So we should hide again? Hero called. Much like Robbie, I was shell-shocked. AJ, what do you think we should do? He repeated. Evelyn, I said, trying to force the words out of my mouth. You had good instincts the first time. What do you think? How much time do you think we have? She asked. How much time passed between when I first saw the word hide and when we felt that presence in the closet? It might have been 10 minutes, I heard Ravi mutter, almost lifeless. I don't... Then Evelyn interrupted herself. Wait, what did you just see outside? She started approaching the door. I stopped her. I don't think it'll be good for you to see it. Are you serious? She responded. Yes, I said immediately, realizing that lying might have been smarter. We can't assume we might have the same amount of time, Robbie added. What do you think? You don't think anything? Okay. Are you a little intrigued?
Not at all.
Oh, okay.
Not at all.
Okay. Hero started pacing, thinking, tapping his foot. If we think about it, it said hide, and we hid. Now it's saying again, and that obviously means that whatever happened is going to happen again. He gave us a look as if we could see in our drained expressions what was waiting on the other side of the door. That's a great recap, man, I said. What I mean, he said, struggling, is that when you'd play as a kid, if you kept picking the same spot over and over, eventually it'd catch you. Are you ready? Are you really trying to apply some sort of logic to this? Ravi mumbled. Evelyn fortified herself. I think he's right. It's nuts, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but we need to operate on gut. And my gut tells me we pick better spots this time. But spots makes it sound like we should split up, I said, looking around, slowly realizing that the limited real estate we had to work with meant suggestion meant this suggestion made more sense than I would have liked. I turned to Ravi. Where should we all go? He shook his head, palmed his forehead for a few minutes, as if to slap himself back to reality. He started thinking, 2 under my bed. He grimaced, letting neurons collide in his mind. One of us in the utility closet, the other the laundry closet. He got up and pointed. One of the closets was right behind me. Life in him again, now. My eyes fitted to Hero and Evelyn, who ran into the bedroom. Ravi gave me a nod before entering the laundry closet and awkwardly squeezing in with the washer and dryer, closing the door. I entered the utility closet and closed mine. Ravi, I tried to... The door wasn't clicking shut. Fuck, I said. Ravi, the door, it's not... But then I fought the urge to say anything. If time was up, I'd compromise my spot. Hell, compromise his spot too if I kept talking. I tried a few more times to get it to close. Then I committed, terrified out of my mind, to gripping the handle and holding the door shut. I tried to keep my shaking hand and quickening breath in check as the silence overtook us again. Complete silence, and then that presence. I felt a light tug at the door. I kept my hold firm, but didn't try to overpower, didn't want to completely give it away. And again, it stopped. The feeling disappeared, and I waited 15 seconds before sneaking a look at my phone to see that the again warning was gone. I heard the sound of Ravi's door swing open first. I followed with mine. He was emotional. I forgot that door is fucked. I got scared, man. You're all good. It's all right, man. I know. I even heard you call for me. I panicked. I thought we're alive. It's all right. And immediately I remembered it wasn't just us, Evelyn and Hero. Right, he said. We rushed to his bedroom. Nothing at first. The two hadn't emerged yet. For a moment, the horrifying thought that we'd be pulling their corpses out from under his bed rushed past me. Guys, I said, coast is clear. Quick. Silence for some time before they finally shuffled out one piece alive. As they shifted from crawl to bend to standing, I wanted to hold them. Hold everyone for just a second. I felt newfound appreciation for life in their faces and personalities. Another buzz on the phone. I took a look. Break time. I let out a sigh of relief and showed the message to others. I guess that's good, Evelyn said. A second to catch our breaths after this fucking craziness. But then what, Ravi asked? Is this just going to continue? Are you okay over there?
I guess.
What are you looking for out of these stories? You seem like bored.
Something that's gonna catch me.
Okay, what would catch you?
Your first couple of sentences.
What? Like the beginning of the story?
I'm listening.
Yeah.
What the fuck is actually happening?
Well, that's the point of the story. You have to keep listening to find out. That's kind of the whole...
I'm already done with it. That's why I don't like reading books. You do all of this to catch up, and I have to get to chapter 6 before I actually figure out what the fuck is going on.
So, but to be fair, when we read a super short one, we were like, okay. That one was over too quick.
No, the super short one wasn't we've had a good couple that we've read that I actually liked. We had one that was his details and whatnot was not
from last week,
great.
Yeah.
But this is the one I wrote earlier that I told you to tweak so we can read it the next time. You're it jumped to it too quick.
Yeah.
This jumped to it too quick. They were playing video games and bam, it was this and that and.
But if this didn't jump to it quick, you would be bored. It has to get into this. The whole point.
But you're taking too long to get to the point.
All right.
So by the second paragraph, you should already be to the point of what it is that is hunting you or trying to kill you or whatever.
Well, see, when you get to those, they're super short stories. The whole point in the good ones, like I thought this was a really good one, is it builds.
Oh, you read this one before?
Yeah. It builds the anticipation because you're like, what the hell is this?
My anticipation is not built. I'm bored with it. I'm ready to close the book.
Okay. Well, they almost died twice, but I mean.
I guess maybe that's my ADD.
It's ADD for sure. Because this is like it's kind of built like you've got a weird thing where like the short ones are too short and the long ones are too long. So like it's hard to find like the.
That's why I like mine.
Well, we can't just read yours every week.
Well, I understand that, and that's why I gave you mine after I built it.
Yeah.
Where you had like a playing field.
Yeah.
So you can tweak it and make it.
Okay.
Better or longer or shorter or whatever, but like.
Well, let's finish this one and then we'll talk. Okay. All right. Like, hang in there. Like, this is, it's the whole.
If I had a phone, I'd be on it.
Wow. Hopefully our viewers are not feeling the same way.
You told me not to hold back on these, so I'm just.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll talk after this. Let me get through this, then we'll talk about it.
I'm definitely gonna get my dad to fix this so I can get closer.
Okay. Let me find where I was at here. Hold on, you messed me up.
I didn't mess you up. You paused. I'm just sitting here.
Hold on.
But to be honest, I probably am the perfect person to tear apart stories.
Yeah. We'll figure out what you like, I guess. Okay. To keep you engaged.
I mean, even though the one with the mom made me cry, that was a good one.
All right.
It caught quick.
All right. Let's see. Robbie interrupted Hero by stepping between the two of them. Holy hell, keep your heads on, people. But as he said it, and maybe it was just the aberration in my mind, but I couldn't help but feel something significant stir within me. Something really inflame, as if even though his face was straight, he was concealing some sort of inner smile at what was happening. Hero, I think you're focusing your skepticism in the wrong direction, I said. Robbie's expression turned irritated, which all but confirmed it for me. I don't know if you want to be mad at the person that saved us the first time, I said, trying to make a point by motioning to Evelyn, but as I looked at her, something felt wrong there too. I contained it, or rather the person who wanted to open the closet door. And then something even more obvious hit me. Wait, Robbie, you tried to kill me. And all of a sudden, I was glaring at him, my temper rising by metric tons every second as if it was all starting to make sense. Evelyn and Hero joined me. Robbie looked incredulous. I already admitted that I fucked up with the door. I confessed to you. Why are you trying to make things worse? I was trying to calm them down. Then noticing us approaching and he back towards the kitchen cabinets, he pointed at me. You were on your phone when this first happened, he said, as if we were having his own revelation. You were waiting for it to start. That's an insane mindset. Misdirect, I said, positive that I couldn't trust him. But as my eyes turned to Evelyn and Hero, I realized I couldn't trust them either. Couldn't trust anyone. Still, Robbie absolutely needed to be the first to go, the first to be disposed of. He grabbed a knife from the cupboard and held it out at us. And only the smallest thought in the back of my mind was telling me that we were being toyed with, that it was so incredibly obvious that whatever this was, it had a handle on us. But unfortunately, that understanding was academic for me at best, as I kept finding string after string of thoughts and emotions connecting everything, adding up the logic, sound, my emotions inflamed. Break time, Evelyn said. It's breaking us. Of course she would know that, though, if she were in on it. We all looked at her. I watched for sudden movements from all of the traitors, these bastards. Even a millimeter shift wouldn't get past me. It's overriding us. It's flooding us with anger that isn't ours and real as it feels. She faced her phone at us, beckoning us to read clearly. Break time. We can't fall to it. And that sudden grounded part of me took over, even though I was sure with everything in my soul that she, Robbie, and Hero were the source of everything that was happening. Robbie's grip on the knife tightened as he and the rest of us remained in the bizarre equilibrium of our four-way standoff. It's all of you, I thought to myself before I felt a lightness overtake me, like a hunger fading or extreme fear dissipating when you realize that noise in the other room wasn't a person but rather something knocking over. My feelings of unrest and paranoia were gone. My phone screen once again returned to its default background. It was hard to describe how I felt. Lucidity, shame. I looked at Robbie sadly, his head hung low as he put the knife back in its place. Hero turned to Evelyn first. "I'm sorry," he said, then to Robbie. Sorry guys, Robbie. I'm sorry." "You're welcome, assholes," Evelyn said. "We deserved that." That was fucking insane," Robbie said. "Like a fucked up roller coaster ride," said Evelyn. That wasn't totally me," Hero said, like something was in me. It's okay, man. I was getting tired of saying it, and certainly I, out of everyone, didn't deserve to impart forgiveness anyway, after where my own head was at only 30 seconds ago. "We need to, write something down, like we are susceptible. Don't forget," started Robbie. "We just need to remember to keep our heads on." But I think the fear that again would pop up on our phones drove him to start rummaging for some paper, start scribbling some words, while the rest of us tried to soak in reprieve of nothing happening. Every second a luxury. I wanted to say sorry another 20 or so times, but I wasn't sure the feeling was unique to me. "I felt like I'm losing myself," I said. It felt like I was in a dream at this point. "Yeah," said Robbie. "Yeah. We're," Hero said, looking at us carefully, "probably all gonna die. Should we, say our words, I guess?" Don't talk like that," said Evelyn. "How many people do you think are dead?" Hero asked. I went to the TV, temporarily free yet again from two-word band-aids, turned it on, toggled through the home page and found a live stream for a soccer game. One fixed camera angle, everyone in the stadium torn apart. Players on the field within frame eviscerated. I turned to the home page, navigating in an attempt to find a different live program. I clicked on what appeared to be a news channel I hadn't heard of before. The side of an empty desk appeared. Wires leading under the desk made me think that perhaps the anchor was hiding under it. "We are trying to report," he said, knowing that the signal is going to cut out. "I've survived so far, survived exactly what this might be, but the carnage from footage I've seen is extensive. I strongly recommend." The broadcast was interrupted by a new word. "Seek." Again in classical lettering, and the screen cracked, then shattered with a loud pop, sending bits of glass onto the floor, as did the screen on my phone that I'd placed on the coffee table, as did the phones in Evelyn and Hero's hands too, reactively dropping the phone and bouncing them on the floor. I panicked. Seek, I said desperately, trying to jolt my brain to the task. "Maybe something out of place," Evelyn said. "But if we have to find what's killing everyone," said. "What if we have to find what's killing everyone," said Hero. I started, but I couldn't even muster up close to a sentence. I ran to the balcony outside to see if there was something obvious to look for in the sky, in the city. What I spotted on the neighboring high-rise was a blood-stained curtains, unrecognizable bodies where blinds had been lifted, and as my eyes darted from spot to spot, a lead. A small TV in one of the apartments. The screen looked unbroken, a word on it I couldn't make out. 5 letters was the best I could do. "It's the screens," I said. "We need to find a screen that still works." I ran back into the living room. "Does anyone have binoculars?" They all looked at me. Why the fuck would I have binoculars?" Robbie asked. There's a screen, I think, in one of the other apartment buildings. It's working. There's a word, but I can't see it. We need to find another one." I don't know. I ran into Robbie's office, computer screen broken, grabbed his laptop, shattered. I nervously tapped my chest with the fingertips of both of my hands while the rest desperately searched for something viable too. Did I have to run to the other apartment? Would there even be enough time? How would I even get in there? And then like a bolt of blue, it hit me. "Robbie, where's your phone?" His voice was a little confused. "I don't know, man. I lose it all the time." "Find it." "You really think that's it?" "We're looking for a functioning screen. It's the only one we haven't found yet." I turned to Hero next. "Check out the other apartments on this floor. See if any of the doors are unlocked. If they are, go inside. Check everything. Phones, laptops, TV, doesn't matter. See if there's any messages on any of them. I'm just going to say this. The best thing he could do is try to avoid a woman in the hallway named Harper, because that would not be good for Robbie. If Harper's out in the hallway, run, bro. Because Harper ain't playing games in this situation.
She's gonna fucking kill you.
Harper will hit you with an axe, and you will not be in a good position.
She will hit you with a machete or a hatchet.
What if this tied into your story, and it's like, I saw Robbie ran into it. Hey, I'm from apartment 3C. Robbie was instantly struck down by a woman with tactical gear and a backpack.
We should hang my machete over here. I do have a machete. In case anyone's wondering, I have a machete and I have a hatchet.
All right. On it, he said, rushing to the door, opening it, freaking out at the body in front of it, nearly tripping, then composing himself and rushing into the hallway as the door closed behind him. We tore apart Robbie's apartment next. Couch, cushions. Where do you usually lose it, I asked. My head peeked under the bed, peeked into the corners alongside Evelyn, desperately. I don't know, man, he answered. It's stupid, but sometimes I literally just chuck it across the room. In the bathroom, I looked in the medicine cabinet, then back into his room, his closet, checking the pockets of all his pants. I started to feel the inevitable looming. This was the one that was going to kill us, wasn't it? Love you guys, I heard Evelyn say almost under her breath, like she could feel it too. No tangible ticker counting down, but a feeling in my chest, a train closing in, with us tied to the tracks. Robbie running to the TV stand, looking behind it, then under books, under shelves, and I was back in the living room again. Sure, there was nothing left. My eyes towering to the painful game we'd started our deadly evening with, Monopoly. Specifically to the measly pile of 50s, 20s, and 10s on Robbie's side of the board. I knew his etiquette for swapping some of them out for hundreds was quite poor. The cash stacked high, which made sense. He was crushing all game, and yet I crouched and did an even more aggressive sweep of the spot that we'd started our desperate search at, to discover his preserved Samsung Galaxy A35 underneath the fake money with a new word to greet me. Smile. And it really did feel like time was up this time. I found it. You have to smile, I screamed like a goddamn auctioneer. Evelyn turned first from her spot in the kitchen. What? I ripped the phone from the ground and held the message up to her. Smile. She mirrored my uncomfortable expression, all teeth, framed happiness, as did Ravi as he bolted out of the room before even seeing the message on the phone or my intense eyes. Hero threw open the door. Couldn't find anything, I'm sorry, he screamed. He saw our wide smiling faces and eyes screaming at him to get the hint as we tried to mouth the word while keeping my pose, but instead it sounded like smooth. And yet, despite the confusing sight, with the luckiest stroke in the world, he copied and showed me those pearly whites. I retained my beaming smile, feeling a tear of fear travel down my cheeks, my eyes glued to Robbie's phone and hand, hoping and praying that it wouldn't get torn apart. And the words disappeared. I showed the group the proof, and one by one, our expressions dropped. A collective exhale. I can't fucking do this, said Robbie. I know, Evelyn added. And unlike some of the gaps we'd been afforded in the past, I already spotted a new message on the single remaining functional phone left in the right hand. Point to sacrifice. I could feel the group's eyes on me. I couldn't hide the misery. What? Robbie asked. Point to sacrifice, I said. Barely legible. AJ? Evelyn asked. I tilted the phone so they could read it. I couldn't say the words any louder. My body wouldn't let me. Underneath the words, a timer had been running. One that was already down to 145, 144, 143 by the time I flashed them the phone. And yet all of us needed more seconds to let it settle. I felt defeated, truly, this time. All right, said Robbie, cutting through the whole pattern. So what, we talk it through with the time we have left? Maybe we all have to agree on someone to point at. I mean, hey, fuck knows what I have to live for. Hero next. I, my family, mom, dad, siblings. I wasn't even thinking of them the whole time. They're all probably dead. They Yeah, I interrupted, his words hitting me immediately and curbing any remaining social etiquette I have left. Everyone I had known was likely gone. Wow. Evelyn smiled at us softly. I just have you guys now, she said. So, yeah, fuck this, she said, immediately pointing to herself, almost causing me to die right there in fear that she'd be torn apart immediately. But the counter was still ticking down. I flipped the board on this bullshit, she said, without wavering. 112, 111, 110. Hero pointed to himself. Fuck it, yeah. You know what? Flip the board, bro, he said. I looked at him almost nervously exasperated. Really? After all that, guys? 107, 106, 105. If there is a hell, Robbie said. Unlikely, but what the fuck? Maybe we dodged that bullet. He curled his index finger back toward himself. Flip the fucking board. I just looked at them. It was strange to feel a dulge of selfish thoughts flood into me all at once. 40, 39, 38. All right, I said, copying my peers. Let's do it. I pointed at myself, too, like we were all playing Simon Says or something. 33, 32, 31. I took an appreciative look at my old friends, the longest-standing friends I'd ever had in my stupid life, and then at the Monopoly board we were playing on. It really was quite an awful game. I wasn't sure why we had always subjected ourselves to it. 27, 26. I saw the pile of money on free parking. 23, 22. The only way to make it fun was to play with bullshit rules, house rules. 20, 19. Wait, I said, follow me. I sprinted to the door, I opened it, I held it open for the rest. 15, 14, 13. I pointed at Robbie's dead neighbor in the hallway in front of the door, Monica. We didn't know what we were dealing with until she died. Her sacrifice gave us chance, I said, almost looking up as if I was speaking to whoever was enacting this terror on us. I was aware it was a reach. 9, 8, and we've probably lost a lot of humanity since then, so sorry, I said, pointing at her, and thank you. 6, 5, and my best friends pointed too. A real morbid way to close things out with a clash of sorry and thank you, escaping them as what would likely be the last words. I had really interpreted that was a quite nice moment inside of this strangeness. 2, 1, 0. House rules, I said, and then I prepared myself for it. Pain, then annihilation. But nothing came. Instead, Robbie's phone in my hand just read, good game. Before defaulting to Robbie's homepage picture, he didn't even own one. A Borzoi? He didn't even own one. He was just obsessed with that breed of dog. He stood there for 10 minutes, it felt like, before we finally ventured inside, single file like a group of polite zombies. I was unsure what to make of what happened, what to do, what to check on, the state of the world, what was going on around me. I sat back down at the Monopoly board. The others, in an almost Manchurian candidate sort of way, took their spots too. I think it was my turn, I said slowly. I grabbed the dice. I rolled. It was a 10. I tapped my top hat icon on each square until I landed on Short Line Railroad. Do you want to buy it? Evelyn asked me. I thought about it for too long. Finally, sure. And that's the end. You are so hard to please. I liked it. You didn't like it at all? It's kind of a cool idea, right? Or not? What is your ideal creepypasta story? I want to find one that you like. So, you like the one with the possessed mother that cried. You liked my camping thing where they couldn't identify what it was. And that's it. And you liked your zombie story.
It's just, like I said, this is my problem with reading books. I don't need you to lead me to the story.
All right, let me ask you this.
I'm reading the story because I want to know about the story and what happens. I don't need...
You don't like all the details.
I need a little bit... Right. Like,
so you don't like all the...
I don't need 15 chapters to tell me the details before something gets killed.
Okay. So you want it more cut and dry, to the point, not with as much.
I'm more of a short story.
All right. I know what you want. Like your story you were talking about, like I said, it went like, it was like 3 lines and then boom, it stayed. That's too quick.
That was it, but that's why I gave it to you to tweak it.
But you don't like it when there's too much detail and extra stuff leading up to it. So this is kind of like we had talked about before. It's almost like a Quentin Tarantino movie where
I like his movies because they're graphic.
But like
once they start,
like there's always like a diner scene that's 20 minutes long that doesn't need to be in the movie.
There's like an hour before we get to the good part.
And it's like, okay, like in Inglourious Bastards, when they all go into the bar and they're hanging out.
Actually, in Inglourious Bastards, the beginning of the movie is actually good.
But they're just too long. So I get what you're saying.
But the beginning of that movie was actually good, and then when it got to the part where they do the whole thing in the movie theater, that's where it slows down. Like he actually flipped it in that one. He did all the graphic and gory part.
Well, even
in the action part. In the beginning.
Well, think about this: like in Inglourious Bastards,
killing Nazis is like that whole part. Like,
but like the beginning scene of Inglourious Bastards, when the Nazi guy goes to the milk farmer's house, and it's like a 10-minute scene, and it's good, but it's just like once you've seen the movie one time, you're like, all right, I know what's happening here, and you skip ahead because it's just like.
And I think a lot of people. I think sometimes I get a lot of flack a little bit, or I get shorted on some friendship conversation sometimes because I don't read books, but that's why I don't read books. I don't need to read 5 chapters to get to the point.
Yeah.
Just give me to the point. Like, our youngest.
Well, a lot of people like that about books. That's why they read books, because they want to get entrenched in a story that has all the feeling and all the emotions. I don't need all the feeling
and the fluff and the filler.
You would be like, I have listened to podcasts, like, no joke, where it's a 4-hour episode.
I think that's why I don't like podcasts. I haven't found one that just gets to the fucking point. Talk about what you're going to talk about.
Well, for most people, a podcast is something to listen to while you're doing something. A lot of people.
Now, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to listen to music. Okay. I'm going to listen to something I want to listen to.
Let me explain. A lot of people listen to podcasts while they're at work, while they're doing chores around the house, while they're doing yard work, they pop these in and listen to a story while they're doing something they don't want to do. So it kind of drowns out.
So here's the thing. What I like about our podcast, when we start it, we jump right into it.
Our normal one? Yeah.
We're not leading up to something. We don't take 10 minutes to get into the subject. We start with something that's at least somewhat grabbing you, or...
Well, part of that is
like what we do, and that's why you're always like, stop chatting, or sometimes we go too long. It's because we actually talk. We don't lead people, like, we're not fillers. Like, we're straight to the point. We talk about things. And that's what I like about our podcast.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about other podcasts is they sit there and talk, hey, so what you have going on this week? Or, like, what happened? And they're so, like...
But you realize you just told a story about yourself at the grocery store in our last podcast. Right?
But I was very quick about it.
Okay, I got you.
And I had action points of it.
Okay, all right.
Some of the podcasts I listen to,
well,
they don't change their voices. They don't get excited about things. Like, it's very monotone, and I can't listen to that shit.
Okay, well, here's what I'll try to do so that you stay interested in these. I'm just going to let you know, this is hard to do, to find...
Oh, I know it is.
To find episodes or stories that aren't too short, that aren't too long, that aren't sad, that aren't... Like, we're cutting down the pool of
I never said
a
I was
podcast I can read about.
I never said I was an easy woman to please.
Right. So you're making it like I'm already, like I thought you were gonna. I thought you'd be like, yeah, that one's pretty good, but it's hard. And maybe the viewers can chime in on what they like. Do they like longer ones? Do they like short ones? Just so we know what people like. Would you rather hear 3 short ones that are 5-10 minutes apiece? Or would you rather have one long one that's 40 minutes?
To be honest, at this point, I'm on a mission to just put it in my idea to create it and then give it to you to tweak. Because I feel like I have much better ideas.
I mean, I've got a ton of ideas.
Then do it and then tweak it.
Yeah, I mean, we could try it. I don't know if you'll like those, but I mean, we could try it. I'll try writing some.
Didn't the oldest make one?
He did, but he like lost it or couldn't find like his notes on it. So his was like, super long. Like it was like a book, and I'm like, I'm not reading all that. Like that's too much. We'll keep working on it, but I would like to know from the viewers what they like. Do you like one long one? Do you like short ones? Like we could do me and Sam. Like I had
2 short ones.
I know, but like we read, like the one we read last week, the first episode from last week was so, and I don't know if it was just poorly written, but it was.
You didn't post that one.
I posted the whole thing.
You posted like where we stopped it and read mine.
Yeah, but I posted that one in there. I'm like, yeah, I mean, if it sucks, it sucks. Like if I'm gonna take the time to read it, it's getting posted. Like, so, like, I don't know. I like that story personally. I enjoyed it. Like when I read it, I was like, this is pretty good. So, but I get how for you it felt like it was too much. Again, it also depends on your mind frame and what you're doing versus like your Friday night hanging out drinking beers versus like if I'm at work and I listen to one that's 2 hours long, I get sucked into it because I'm not interested in my work at all, and I'm just sitting there like, oh yes, just soak the creepypasta into my ears, get it in there.
My work weeks do fluctuate.
Yeah. So like when we're reading these, you're not in the mindset of I want to listen to a 40-minute story about a goblin or a werewolf.
I did want to listen to it.
Okay.
I just didn't know.
What?
What's that?
You didn't know what was what?
I just didn't know it was going to be like that.
Okay. Well, I don't know what that means. But, well, let us know what you guys like, and
I feel bad.
No, it's okay. I'm just like, but like, I just feel like I'm trying to find some that you like, and it's, I'm swerving around all these cones, and it's.
Well, sweetheart, we've swerving around cones for 20 years.
Well, I don't know, but this is stressing me out here now. I'm getting like, the whole point is I want you to like enjoy. Like, I had fun when we did the zombie one last week, but we can't like it can't. You want to have some that are actual serious. It can't just be stupid every week. You know what I mean? Like silly, whatever that.
Yes, I know what I'm doing on Sunday.
We'll work on it. Maybe I'll put one together and let you read it and see what you think. But the whole point is I don't want you to know what's going to happen before we read it, so I can't do that. I like you, so I don't want you to read it and then be like, yeah, I like this, and then we read it and you already know what's going to happen.
But in all honesty, when you read Harper,
yeah,
I had already forgotten about it.
Oh, well, okay. Well, you probably didn't read it.
No, I did.
You said you typed it in and just left it.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you bet.
I mean, I read it.
All right.
I just didn't go in there and critique everything about it.
Well,
I read it and then I sent it to my parents.
Yeah.
And then my dad really liked it, and so did my mom.
Okay. Well, let's wrap this up. We will continue the quest to find Samantha's perfect creepypasta story.
Why?
When you don't like my creepypasta story, you get called Samantha. Okay, that's what happens. I liked it. Let us know if you guys liked it. But we will see you guys next week. Later.